on, everyone? Welcome to a mini episode of Drag Me Under, which I like to call Ghouls Corner. It's I, your co-star, Ghost of Iller's Past, or as many might know me, Lord Ghoulish Demonium Latum, or just Ghoul. Some people say I look like a Kevin or a Roger, but let's just go with Ghoul today. So my co-star, Shield, good old Shield, he couldn't make it today, so bad on him.
What did he say?
You motherfuckers are gonna kill all my lilies!
So I said, hey, you know what? Just let me take over, and hopefully next week you'll be back to fill your dreadish ears with haunting facts and games and whatnot. So anyways, I was watching the Nun Part 2 the other day in theaters, which was a good movie. I don't care what anybody else thinks, it was good. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was way better than the first one. And people say, oh, none of this was necessary, or, it was just bad. We didn't need this, but shut up, guys. I loved it, You
can do it! Cut his fucking head off!
You put a little gothic Italian horror into it, and some nuns and whatnot, and I am fucking hooked on it, dude. It's hooked up and ready to sail, mateys. Arrgh. Anyways, I was telling Shield about this movie, how much I loved it, especially when the Goatman came out. I mean, maybe it was the devil, but it was a Goatman, dude, I just went crazy. And get this, he didn't know what Goatman was. And I was just, shell-shocked, dude.
What more do you want from me?
So I had to drag him into the lore of Goatman, and guess what? I guess this is today's episode, the Goatman. So, listen up, Deadites. Here we go. So, half man, half goat, this mysterious beast known as Goatman is said to stalk the forest and lurk beneath bridges in Northern America, waiting for his next victim in murderous rampage. Mostly in the states of Maryland, but he's also known to travel across the East Coast, Iowa, and New York City, Boston, Rhode Island, and all that shit. But he sometimes goes down to Texas, and he's pretty much the East Coast version of Bigfoot, which honestly I think is way more badass than some monkey with big feet running around the forest. Over there they got a fucking satanic, devilish goat running around and just bloodthirsty, which is fucking hardcore, dude. Now, quick question. Why is the devil, or Satan, Lucifer, whatever you call him, depicted as a goat? I mean, we see him in the Garden of Eden as a snake, right? He was a snake who gave the apple to what's-her-face, Eve. So why is he always a goat? And the Bible never says anything about Satan being a goat, honestly. I mean, let's just make it simpler. Jesus was known to be a good shepherd, right? And shepherds carry their sheep. The sheep depend on their shepherds. So in a way, Christians were seen as sheeps, while the opposite of a sheep is a goat. And the goat has destructive tendencies and they are self-reliant, and they cause the destruction and just mayhem, I guess. They're just badasses all over the place. They're just rebels, unlike the sheep, which are the goody two-shoes. So I guess the goat represents stubbornness and evil. And have you seen those eyes? I mean, they got some creepy eyes, dude. But I love it. And that's why satanic groups worship them, because, they're fucking freaky, and who doesn't love a goat, dude? Come on. Alright, so enough of Bible studies. Let's go back to tonight's story. There are two legends I want to talk about today. The Goatman of Maryland, which is the most popular, is a fucking Goatman that carries an axe, for God's sake, or devil's sake in that matter, and the Goatman of Texas, which is more like the story of the Goatman's Bridge. That's right, he owns a fucking bridge, dude. So let's get started with that one, and we'll get to the more bloodthirsty maniac one of Maryland. Goatman's Bridge. Rumors and legends have it that the old Alton Bridge, located in Alton, Texas, is better known as Goatman's Bridge and is haunted by a half-man, half-goat demon with glowing red eyes and a large snarl. Like I guess, I don't know, I haven't been there. According to local lore, this demonic presence was brought to the bridge by the ghost of a black goat farmer who was brutally lynched and killed by the Ku Klux Klan. That's right, the KKK killed this guy in that very bridge. Some even believe that the bridge is haunted by the evil spirits donned by the local occultists who have reportedly performed sacrificial rituals in the woods nearby. So some say it's the ghost of this black farmer, and some say it's a demon that was summoned by satanic groups that hide in the woods nearby. Which I can see both, honestly. So the legend about the guy murdered is a successful African-American goat farmer by the name of Oscar Washburn, who in 1938 is said to have been murdered on the bridge by the hands of members of the Ku Klux Klan. And it's said that the Klansmen lynched the goat farmer and hanged him by a noose over the bridge. And when they went down below to confirm the goat farmer was dead, his body had disappeared. Alternate versions of the ghost story have also circulated, including one that suggests that the bridge is actually haunted not by the farmer, but the farmer's wife. That's right, the Goatman's wife. After Washburn's body disappeared, the Klansmen are alleged to have returned to his house and murdered the rest of the family. Like, dude, honestly, that's really fucked up, dude. I mean, why get the family involved? But, I mean, whatever, dude. Another story, like I said earlier, blames that the Goatman is the work of satanics, whatever. Most versions of the tale tend to include a warning that knocking 3 times on the trusses of the bridge runs the risk of awakening and bringing out the Goatman. So it pretty much his house, and you're banging on his door. Of course he's gonna come out all pissed. Wouldn't you? I would. Fuck it, I get mad at FedEx for knocking on my door. So that's why they don't come anymore, and I don't get packages. But that's a different story. So there's also been numerous reports of sacrificial rituals performed in the woods nearby, which believers of the supernatural argue that this is the real reason of the Goatman's appearance. According to one local police officer, nearby pet stores have stopped selling cats because there were so many fucking cats slaughtered in a ritualistic manner around the area. Like, imagine going for a hike in the woods and you just see a fucking cat crucified on a tree or around a pentagon with its guts and entrails splattered all over the place. I mean, I don't think it'll be a really hot tourist spot. Maybe for the occult like me, but a lot of people are weird dudes and they will not like it. Plus, poor little kitty cats, right? Anyways, over the decades, there have been numerous alleged sightings of a goat-like appreciation, whatever, a goat sightings, dude, with the goat head haunting the area. Some locals claim to see a glowing eye staring back at them on the other side of the bridge, while others have claimed to hear splashing in the creek directly below them, followed by unsettling laughter. And in 2017, BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural, which is a show which I was super into, they went and investigated this Alton Bridge, or the Goatman's Bridge. And even the big dogs, the Ghost Avengers, went up to check on this little silly building. And supposedly, they caught something, I don't know, a possession. But I like BuzzFeed better because they're more ballsy, dude. If you haven't checked them out, check it out. It's a good show. And fun fact, or more like a macabre fact about this story, back in April of 2016, an Ohio woman was walking on this old but still active railroad in Trestle in East Louisville. I know it's way over in Texas, and this one's in Louisville, but it's about the Goatman. So apparently this lady with her boyfriend were investigating an urban legend about the Goatman there. When they were on the rail tracks, she got hit by a fucking train, and the train threw her off about a 100-foot bridge and fucking killed her, dude. I mean, if the Goatman wasn't gonna kill her that day, it was gonna be the fucking train, dude. I guess it was just destiny, dude. But that's one of those dumb ways to die, man. Getting hit by a train looking for Goatman. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, the big guy, the big show, the Maryland Goatman. Yeah, this is the moment you guys were waiting for the past maybe 10 minutes or whatever. But yeah, it's the big guy right here. So the Maryland Goatman is described as a hybrid creature, part man and part goat. According to those who claim to have seen it, the legs and feet resemble that of a goat, the upper body of a man with a horned head, and a body partially covered by fur, a few patches here and there, just like me. I got a little stub right here on my chest and a little trail leading down to the little village downstairs, if you know what I mean.
Hey, knock it off! There's a kid back there!
I'm in danger!
But anyways, the height is generally described as 7 to 8 feet and weigh at around 300 to 350 pounds. Just like the one in the Nun Part 2, dude. I'm sorry, I wish I was being sponsored, but you gotta check out this movie. I just enjoyed it, dude. The Goatman, I just lost my shit. I was like, the fucking Goatman, dude. I loved it. So, back to our story. This Goatman is often associated with a number of locations throughout Prince George County, including Glendale Hospital, the former site of a state tuberculosis sanitarium. I mean, probably had some friends who had tuberculosis. He was just checking in. I mean, you guys don't have to be dicks about it and start yelling names. Imagine if I started yelling people names over there at fucking Kaiser, fucking Goatman, the pig man, the fat man. Yeah, I'll be kicked out too, and I'll be hated too, just like the Goatman. And it's reported that it has attacked and possibly killed numbers of witnesses, and has been connected to damaged property and deaths of several family pets. I mean, just going on a kill spree, dude. The Piscataway native people, the Piscataway native people believe of a magical creature in the same area in Maryland that has the ability to shapeshift into various animal forms, just like the Wendigo, right? Or is it the Skinwalker? No, yeah, it's a Skinwalker. Duh, the name says it. Skinwalker, the walker of skins, which is the West Coast over here, you know, more Arizona, New Mexico, maybe Texas, I'm not sure, but it's out there, dudes, and it looks fucking creepy. This was noted and written in 1966 by Jesuit priest. As soon as I saw this, I thought it said 19666 by Judas Priest. I'm like, no fucking way. Judas Priest wrote a fucking rock and roll song about fucking the Goatman. But nah, it was just Jesuit priest by a Jesuit priest in 1966, in which the illustration of a Bigfoot-like creature standing on two legs appeared on the document. So he went based off of what the native Piscataway people said and just pictured it up. So the sightings of this devilish beast began in 1957 when a young couple were parked alone on a lonely country road called Zug Road when they suddenly heard something banging on the hood of their car. Looking up to where this noise was coming from, they were startled to see a goat-like humanoid staring right back at them, waving what looked like to be an axe. The creature instantly turned around and dashed into the surrounding woods. There were several more rumored sightings over the years, but this was like the first one. Dude, he was just a peeping Tom. I mean, come on, he had a fucking axe in the middle of nowhere and he just ran away. I don't know, dude, it sounds like fetish to me, man. And then, in the summer of 1962, the Goatman was accused of killing 14 people, including 12 children and 2 accompanying adults, who had been hiking too close to his apparent lair. The survivors, who, not surprisingly, remained anonymous, claimed that the Goatman violently hacked its victims with an axe, while uttering horrid screams. According to the account, when the local authorities arrived on the scene, all that was left was the carnage of half-eaten limbs and a bloody trail leading to the anonymous-looking cave. Dude, by the way, the Prince George County and the Maryland State Police have not written records of this incident. It's all just word of mouth. So it sounds like a fake, dude. I mean, if this was real, we would have heard about it. Unless the Men in Black and the FBI are trying to hide it from us. But sounds like a great horror movie, dude. I'm gonna look on Tubi, see if they have anything similar to it. And then, 1 year later, in June of 1963, in Huntington, Maryland, another young couple were getting it on Zug Road when they observed a particular creature staring at them from the edge of the woods. Again, a peeping Tom, dude. He's back at it again. They're at the same road, and he's doing the same thing. He's getting off watching these young teenagers, at fucking make out reef or whatever. And then it went quiet for a couple of years. At least that's what it says on record. Fast forward like 8 years later, in April of 1971, same in Huntington, a farmer near a Fletcherwood Road reported seeing a large, man-like creature eating the remains of a pig. When the farmer approached the scene, the creature ran off, just leaving his bloody leftovers. Like, dude, just let the guy eat, and then you come back. Fucking rude farmer. Fast forward 5 years later, in September of 1976, in Woodmore, a landscaper at the Woodmore Country Club finds unidentified remains on the golf course near Lotsford Road. While attempting to dispose of them, he heard a loud growl. As he looked up, he observed a large, unknown animal. Bigfoot? Goatman? I don't know. He wasn't peeping on the dude getting it on, so who knows? And then in August of 1990, in Hyattsville, during the birthday party at Magruder Park, a boy runs into the woods after a ball. It's like so fucking cliche horror movie, dude, but okay. Moments later, he screams. When the adults arrive, they find him visibly shaken. The boy tells his mother, "It was the dark thing with the red eyes who stands in the corner of my room at night." Fucking dark, dude. That kid must have some hardcore fucking nightmares. I get nightmares of raccoons or dogs attacking me, which is horrifying to me. Now imagine this kid seeing a fucking goat man staring back at him. Probably trying to peep on the little boy, dude. Fucking disgusting pervert. Then in May of 1998 in Bowie, a group of teenagers are hanging out near a local bridge when they notice something moving in the weeds nearby. Two of the teens go to investigate and describe seeing a tall, human-like animal running into the forest. I mean, again, this dude has a thing for teenagers and kids, man. He's all over the place around them. And then, in July of 2007, finally in the 2000s, in Glen Garden, Maryland, a camera crew for WRC TV, which is in Washington, is on location to cover a local golf tournament when he noticed a strange animal moving in the trees nearby. The cameraman manages to capture a few seconds of the video before the animal disappears. And I looked at it. I mean, you can find it online on YouTube. And dude, I don't know. I have my doubts. I mean, I say this 1,000 times on the podcast, but I'll say it again just for you guys and for S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to believe that he was there peeping on teenagers in the makeout corners, but I don't know, judging by the video, come on, you're a camera crew, you have a camera, you can get a good ass quality, but it was recorded with fucking potato or whatever. I don't know. So, what is the actual origin of this Maryland Goatman? Some reports involve escaped mental patients, and others say that's due to satanic rituals. But the most popular legend of the Goatman is an unfortunate result of an experiment involving one Dr. Stephen Fletcher that went horribly wrong in the U.S. Department of Agriculture laboratory in Beltsville. So the doctor confessed that he created the Goatman by crossing the DNA of a goat and his assistant, William Loxford. But the experiment went horribly wrong and the results just were a generic nightmare. It's obviously a made-up tale, dude. I mean, I don't know, he strapped down his assistant and just injected him with goat sperm or goat blood. I don't know, dude. But if this was real, if this really happened, that would have been fucking brutal, dude. I'm not gonna ask how he did it, but it sounds fucking brutal. I hope it's not the sperm one, dude, because that's kind of pushing it, I guess. So many of these Goatman sightings are reportedly kind of related to Bigfoot. You know, it's kind of the saying, you see him in the distance and he just runs into the woods, and he's been there for since the 50s, dude, and he's attacked a lot of properties, and some people even, I guess, say that he's the Sykesville monster, but that's older legend, and it doesn't sound as cool as the fucking Goatman. And these incidents continue happening around Maryland, but there wasn't that much information. Like recent sightings, I can find a few sightings here and there, and some of them are really good, really good, but they're too long for the show, and then Shield's gonna be on my ass. Why did you record all this? I have to edit it, yada yada yada. But there's another podcast where I listen to the Goatman. It's called Darkness Prevails, and that's where I found out about the Goatman. And honestly, shout out to Daddy Darkness. He has a great podcast where he narrates true horror stories. And like I said, that's where I found out about the Goatman. That's where I found out about the Tommy Knockers. That's where I found out a lot of shit, for the love of Satan. So shout out. So what can this Goatman be? Is it a hybrid creature from a lab, or fucking Satanist brought it from hell? Or is it a vengeful ghost of a farmer that seeks revenge? Or just some weird dude in a goat costume peeping on teenagers? Just a furry, whatever they call them, those dudes. If you're one of those, cool. What do you guys think? Can you peep on kids and teenagers in their cars in the woods and get to run away with it in that suit? Because I doubt I can do that, dude. I do not have the condition. But whatever it is, if the Goatman's real, I want to hunt it down. I want to hunt it down and get some of that goat milk, which I heard is fucking good. And maybe get some goat cheese out of it, make some tasty quesadillas, and enjoy it down alone in my grave. And who knows, maybe the Goatman can come, give me more of that milk, of that leche. If you speak Spanish, which I doubt, but okay. But that's all the time we have today, my rotting children. If you like the show, please give us a like and a follow on YouTube and Spotify. It helps out a lot, and it won't cost you a dime, a penny, a nickel. It won't cost you anything, trust me. Because if it was up to me, I would charge all of you. But Shield said, no, let's not do it right now. Let's not do it yet. Okay, we'll make it free for now. So if you enjoyed it, please give us your feedback, and we love you guys. Thanks for keeping up with us, and we'll be back for more creepy haunting tales. Halloween's coming up, so we got some good haunted stories. Just Stay tuned and stay dead for more creepy and macabre stories coming back. And remember, Shield was gonna say it, but if he wants to say it, he could say it when he edits it, but
you bet your sweet bippy I'm gonna say it. But first, everybody, please give a shout out to Ghoul for putting up with this. He had to do it because I wasn't able to be here. I mean, I can edit it, but I wasn't feeling too great. But give a shout out to him for producing this whole little audio segment. Goatman, it's pretty crazy. I do believe in it too. It is one of those things that I'd rather believe than not believe, because the world is pretty vast and scary, and we want to have stuff out there that's going to scare us, right? Otherwise, what's the point? Not to keep you guys going, and from the darknesses of hell, one by one, we will drag you under. See you later.